righty. So last week was crazy busy for me. So I wasn't able to catch all the wrestling that happened, but I was able to catch some of it. Most importantly, I was able to catch WrestleMania. That was like the main thing I want to watch.
That's what, yeah. Actually, we have a great set of wrestling content for this whole week, starting tonight. Of course, Raw was the post WrestleMania Raw for Monday. Tonight is NXT. It's new night on Tuesday nights. And also we get the second AEW YouTube show. So and also NWA if they're still on Tuesdays. So if you are a wrestling fan and you need some variety, whether it be on TV or YouTube streaming, tonight's your night. Then you have Wednesday night, AEW Dynamite. Thursday night, original night for Impact Wrestling is back. So Thursday, Impact Thursdays is back.
When did it move back to Thursdays?
It moved back to Thursday last week, being that we've got Tuesday being NXT. So that is the decision that they made. And actually, we also had Impact Wrestling's Hardcore Justice on night one of WrestleMania. So there was a lot to unpack, a lot to mention. So a whole bunch.
Well, we can start off by unpacking night one and night two of WrestleMania.
Absolutely. I've got the results. Let's crack a lacking.
All right. Shall we go down the card?
Yeah. I say, should we start with WrestleMania Smackdown? Because that's really where it got going.
I didn't watch WrestleMania Smackdown, so could you remind me what happened?
So, as originally planned, this WrestleMania was too big for one night. So, and it was also back in business. So, what they decided to do this year, which I think was brilliant, was do the kickoff show on Friday Night SmackDown. So, what we got was the tag team turmoil match for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. The Ugly Dogs, Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode, went up against the Street Profits, Dominic Mysterio and Rey Mysterio, and the Alpha Academy. So the Ugly Dogs came out victorious on that. And then we also got the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. And of course, the winner of that was main event Jey Uso. So that was the Friday Night SmackDown fallout from Friday, which rolled into Saturday by having the Raw. I believe you had the Raw Tag Team Championships that night. You had the WWE Championship that night. Of course, we had the SmackDown Women's Championship on night one. We also had Bad Bunny's amazing performance in the tag team match with Damian Priest and The Miz and Morrison. So that was some synopsis of night one. I'm going to get the results. Just a second. Let's see. Here we go. Full night results for night 1 and 2. So let's start off with night 1. Is that right? Okay, here we are. Full night results for night 1. We got Bad Bunny and Damian Priest defeating The Miz and John Morrison. And I gotta admit it, Bad Bunny is a bad man for a man that trained for only four or 5 months.
Yeah, that was really impressive.
Literally, he is my MVP, male MVP, that is, for the whole night, for night 1.
Really?
Yeah, because I didn't know who Bad Bunny was until the Super Bowl of the Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers. I didn't know who he was until he did his halftime show with Shakira and J-Lo. So that what I would like to call the Hips Don't Lie Super Bowl. So he actually showed me that he has some athletic ability, and I was highly impressed.
Yeah, I agree.
Except there was one L that I honestly felt that he should not have done. There was one L he has to take.
What was that?
He stole Becky Lynch's entrance that she wanted to do for WrestleMania last year when they were at the Performance Center.
You mean when driving in with the truck?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I mean, it kind of makes sense because he's a fan of Stone Cold Steve Austin. So I guess it's like maybe.
Yeah, she wanted to do the 18-wheeler truck into the arena. That was the original plan for her entrance. And when they moved to the Performance Center, they actually had her just drive up to the Performance Center, and that was pretty much it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I didn't realize they were going to do that. So that was something for night 1. We also got the steel cage match, Shane O'Mac and Braun Strowman. And I gotta admit, I thought we had some big monsters do things in steel cages and stuff that I've never ever seen before. But that man, Braun Strowman, my God, for night 1, literally ripping the chain link off the cage and sent Shane straight to hell. My God.
Dexter, what were your thoughts on that match? You're muted, by the way.
Well, okay. I don't really have thoughts on that match. To me, it was just another typical Shane put in a spot because they didn't really have anything creative for someone kind of match. I will say that for me, he carried Braun the entire match.
I agree. That was the sad part for me.
You feel Braun got carried that whole match? I mean,
yes. Go back and watch it, and go watch with an unbiased eye. He carried Braun that entire match.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, he carried him the entire storyline. It was just like,
but it's
this
crazy.
Is the Shane show right now.
No, but I'm saying it's crazy because this whole storyline happened by him getting called stupid.
Okay, and it's wrestling.
And correct me if I'm wrong, I'm sure you remember this storyline that happened 20 years ago. The last time he dealt with a giant was Big Show. And he had his riddle fairy tale book of which way did he go. And I'm just like, oh God. But he didn't have anywhere to run.
It's Shane. He always had somewhere to run. If you pay attention to anything Shane does, he hardly ever stays on the ground. He had places to go. I mean, he could have won the match like 6 times. He just
He really could have. I agree. He could have. He
kind of
really
chose
he
not
could have
to.
won the match.
So yeah, I mean, to me, Shane carried Braun, and for me, that stood out more than Bad Bunny, considering who was training Bad Bunny. When they announced when it came out who was training Bad Bunny, I was like, yeah, Bad Bunny's gonna be able to go in the ring, and he was able to go in the ring.
He was trained by Norman Smiley.
I was gonna say, who was training Bad Bunny? Damian Priest?
Norman Smiley and Drew Gulak.
Oh, wow.
Damien,
I had no idea.
But Damien actually was there taking part in that process, training with Bad Bunny. But Norman and Drew did the bulk of that.
And they did it at the Performance Center. So
yeah,
he literally kind of relocated to Florida to do this. He was going to be able to go. Like, so
okay.
And the Becky Lynch entrance, I mean, that just, it's not he stole her idea. It's just more of a Vince said, here, do this. It's Vince's product. It's Vince's product. Vince said, do this, and okay, why? I'll pay you this much. All right, cool, I'll do it. Whatever.
No, sir. But I will admit, the opening that we got with the fans being welcomed back with Vince and the whole roster on the stage kind of felt like we haven't seen anything like that in about.
I didn't like it.
What?
I just thought it was kind of cliche.
Yeah, I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all.
And it felt a bit rushed too.
Yes. I mean, and they say, I'm just checking my phone, and they said it was a record crowd or sellout crowd for that venue. Now, mind you, this is just what, 3 months after.
Okay.
They pulled a bigger audience in that same stadium a couple years ago.
Right. Like, well, there was a Super Bowl just a few months ago. And
in that stadium, and it sold out. Well,
right.
It sold out to COVID standards, and it had a bigger audience. Vince always lying about his attendance, though. So,
come on now.
But I didn't like the whole standing on the stage, welcoming everyone back, because it was like I already knew what was going to happen. Like, it was like, okay, cool, we missed the fans, but I'm like, y'all wasting time. There is literally thunderstorms coming. Oh, look, a rain delay.
I mean, I even got that right there. That said to me, me and you said on the thread, bro, that was karma coming for Vince. Like, bro, y'all ain't ready for the fans and at an open stadium yet.
And then don't want to jump ahead, but you welcome the fans back, and then directly on Monday you're back in the Thunderdome.
Right, on the campus of Central Florida, UCF. I mean, and it was a better setup.
So you literally had 4 days with fans, and then you was like, well, we appreciate y'all money, but back to watching on that screen.
Right, like, really? That's what we do?
That was highly skeptical. That was very skeptical.
Not to mention, because like we were talking about in the thread, I've had a whole week of WWE wrestling. NXT TakeOver was Wednesday and Thursday. I got Friday off, and then Saturday and Sunday. You can't welcome me to fans on Saturday when you literally had fans on Wednesday. There was fans in the Performance Center on Wednesday because it felt so much better on Wednesday and Thursday than it did. And then you're just like, oh yeah, by the way, welcome the fans back. They've been back for 2 days. I mean, they've been back for 3 days. What the hell? Oh, my bad. It was his birthday on Wednesday, but we're telling him on Saturday.
Let's not forget that SmackDown was also in the Thunderdome, so the whole thing.
It was
disproportionate.
Yeah, it was.
And to me, because of how booking was, TakeOver stand and deliver, stood and deliver. Mania kind of shot itself in the foot both nights.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, because for me, if we mention NXT TakeOver stand and deliver, I wasn't too keen on who brought in the show with the national anthem, well, the Pledge of Allegiance or whatever.
That was America the Beautiful, I believe.
America the Beautiful. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know those people, so I'm like, who are these people? Like, really?
That didn't bother me, but I prefer them doing America the Beautiful to the national anthem.
Yeah,
I will take America the Beautiful over the Star Spangled Banner any day of the week. Twice on Sundays and 8 times on Saturday. I don't care. I am a black man. I know the third verse. We're gonna move on because this won't last long.
Okay, so let's talk about the opening match on night one, though.
Definitely, which I was surprised that we got usually WrestleMania that we get the WWE Championship last. Years past, we get it last.
They announced that it was going to be. They announced beforehand that Sasha and Bianca would main event.
Right, I totally get it. I'm just saying I've never known a WrestleMania to start off with the
WWE title match. Yeah,
they said they did a poll somewhere. I didn't see it. I didn't go looking. Didn't care. But honestly, based on the choice they made booking wise, I'll run with it. I mean, it kind of took some wind out the sails. I mean, they did all of this hyping of, oh, Drew McIntyre deserves his chance to win in front of the fans, and then it was just like you legit squashed the man who carried you through the era of the Thunderdome, and you squashed him.
Yeah, it was Goldberg Lesnar-esque type sort of. I mean, I gotta say, the one thing I did miss the entire time from last year, which I did catch a bit of it, and I saw all of 2021's edition with the same theme and all. I missed the entrances down the ramp with the pyro. Thank God it was in the stadium this year.
The pyro didn't really affect me that much. It's just more of a lot of the. It was just probably the storytelling that frustrated me. How do you squash one of your longest reigning champions of recent history, one of the most dominant champions of recent history, the one who carried you through the entire pandemic, and you squashed him in like 5 minutes?
Yeah, I mean that was bad.
Not to mention the fact the person you used to squash him. Don't get me wrong. I love black excellence. Everyone knows that. But you gonna make me. You want me to believe Bobby, but you want me to believe Bobby Lashley is that dude when I do remember not even a year ago he was in an affair situation with Lana and Rusev. Now Miro of AEW.
And I can also not forget that he was part of Hurt Business. And I essentially think that the Hurt Business was used to kind of build Bobby, but still, like what Dexter said,
but they used the Hurt Business
as legit. Right.
And not to mention, you used the Hurt Business to build Bobby, but all the Hurt Business did was build Cedric and Sheldon.
And speaking of the Hurt Business, I'm glad you brought him up. What do we think about last night?
Trash.
That was terrible.
Trash.
That was terrible.
Trash.
Don't get me started.
Trash.
Crazy.
Trash. Because I mean, I don't even like the way that Lashley was able to lock in the Hurt Lock. All of a sudden, MVP distracted.
Yeah, he passes out.
He distracted Drew. Yeah, it had been raining. You could at least made it pretend like it was thunder or something. Drew just all of a sudden stops and looks like.
You know what? I actually said, you know what? I know they had the thunderstorm thing, but I'm sure just like other sports outside, you can't deal with thunder and lightning, but you can deal with the rain.
Yeah, but see, the thing that got me is they didn't even make it an actual distraction. It was just more of a Drew looked like, I don't know if MVP said something that got his attention, but he just looked, and all of a sudden he was just like, I got a Claymore lined up, let me stop.
Oh, and speaking of flops, well, we're gonna get into flops for night 2. Oh boy. Yeah.
Okay, I have a question.
We'll say that for night 2, but night 2 screwed themselves. Night 2
boy.
ruined themselves
Did
off the
they
jump.
ever?
So
Did they ever?
Okay, so I have a question for you too. Now that Bobby is now that Bobby retained at WrestleMania, who do you think besides Drew is going to actually be able to go for the strap? Because they're not building anybody right now besides Drew.
It doesn't matter. They'll probably take the belt off them at Backlash. They've already.
You know what? I don't know. I wouldn't go that far, Dex. I wouldn't go that far, but there is a person out there that he's been calling out for a minute now. And
who was that?
It's ironic. He wasn't at WrestleMania this year, but he could be coming back later in the year. He's been wanting a battle with Brock Lesnar. And somebody in the wrestling group 24/7 mentioned that, and I said, you know what?
Brock don't want to come back.
I don't think Brock is going to come back for a long time.
Brock has more of an itch for UFC than he does to come back to wrestling.
But he done did everything in UFC that he wanted to do.
He wants to reestablish his legacy because his legacy is trash now.
Oh, because of Randy Couture. What happened with? Oh yeah, he did. Well, then
not to mention the Mark Hunt debacle, the PEDs.
Yes, him being on steroids.
Yeah, he's got a lot to go prove.
Now, if he does decide to go back to UFC, there is one fight I would love to see him take. I know this isn't the forum for it, but if Brock does go back to UFC, go get John Bones Jones.
He don't want Bones because I hate to say it, he don't want none of Bones. Hell, the only person he should be trying to talk to is Ngannou, and he don't want none.
That's what I want to see.
He don't want none of the nah. He don't want none of Nigerian King Kong. He better leave that alone.
Look, I don't want none, but take my money. That's a moneymaker, right?
I will watch it. I will definitely watch Ngannou knock his head off, but he don't want none of Nigerian King Kong. He better leave that alone. Just don't do it. Just don't do it.
I'm saying UFC is back in business. It's going, full throttle.
I mean, they're gonna be like, so what's going on? Oh, Brock Lesnar's back. Who they got him go across the ring with? Ngannou. Oh, that's a murder. I will pay my money. I will pay my money. Somebody's been there the whole time. Somebody hasn't. I wonder who. And somebody had Mike Tyson teaching him how to actually box.
What? Say it again. Mike Tyson taught Ngannou how to box. What?
Yes.
Oh.
Why do you think he was able to stop? Why do you think he was able to stop Miocic the way he did? Where do you think that short left uppercut came from? Tyson.
I thought he would have went to Floyd.
No, he went to the hammer. He said, "Teach me to knock them out." I got you.
All
right, y'all. All right, let's move down the card. WrestleMania 37.
Right. So we talked about the steel cage match. We talked about the WWE Championship match. We talked about Bad Bunny and Damian Priest for night 1, obviously. So the next match on the card, I think we could get into the second MVP for night 1 happened during the Raw Tag Team title match. My God.
Amos
is a bad boy. I didn't think he was going to dominate the way that he did, but my me.
I mean, it's kind of incredible they put the strap on him like that.
Yeah,
I think that's literally his first match.
It was weird that they did it that way, but for me, that makes the New Day the MVPs because they sold it to make him. They made him look like a world-beating demon.
But you know what?
Just seeing Kofi bounce off of him, seeing Xavier go boink, boink.
Yeah, the way Kofi sold that, like that really had me like, oh my God.
Yeah.
But you know what this victory did for him? I mean, I know it don't mean much for Omos, but it shows that he's a player.
It really didn't do nothing. All it did was because immediately after AJ stole all the shine. AJ was talking his ass off. I'm like, Lord, they don't put
and
the
I know
camera on
why
AJ.
he stole that shine. I know exactly why he stole that shine. Exactly why.
Because he's a Grand Slam winner now.
champ.
Exactly. He stole it just for that reason.
It's incredible. AJ Styles is now a Grand Slam champion in TNA and WWE. I think he's the only wrestler to achieve that, by the way.
No, I think Kurt. Well, no.
Or maybe Kurt Angle. Maybe. No. I think it's AJ. I think it's just AJ.
Yeah, AJ's been and he's been around since 2001, 2000, which a lot of people don't know.
AJ, Kurt didn't get a chance to do all of the things he wanted to do in TNA because of his neck
injury. Yeah,
I figured, but he did the things he did do were great in Impact. So that's something else. Okay, so
I think they also threw AJ a bone because he's still he's salty on two fronts. You know, they took his Twitch channel, which pissed him off. So he's
did they?
Yeah, they took everybody's Twitch channels.
They took all. If you're on main roster, you can't stream on Twitch, YouTube, or any other third-party platform. If you're going to do any gameplay, it has to be through up, down, down with the WWE's approval.
Oh wait, so you mean to say when they had to only work with Xavier Woods on any?
And I don't know why. Well, the reason why Vince wasn't able to touch up, down, down is because that predates WWE.
Oh, okay.
You can't touch Austin Creed's stuff. Like he's had up, down, down for good Lord knows how long.
I think he had it before he came to WWE, which he been going at it since 2008. A lot of people might not know that. Yeah. Xavier Woods has been wrestling since like 2007, 2008, and he wrestled against
he was in TNA
company.
Yeah, he was in TNA. But yeah, because that's where he originally came with the Austin Creed thing, and he used to dress up like Apollo Creed coming to the ring. But the up, down, down thing, that was where his original rivalry with Kenny Omega came from. They had a street fighter competition. So Vince wasn't going to be able to touch that. And I think Vince knew it. So it gives the wrestlers an outlet and all that stuff. Austin's an actual gamer. He don't care. Like, yeah, sure, stream.
Game nerd all day, every day. So now we get Cesaro and Seth Rollins, and congratulations to Cesaro.
Yeah, that stole night. That stole night one for me
as a singles match because he is the former Battle Royal winner of the Andre the Giant Memorial. So. Okay,
let me rephrase. That stole the mid card of night one for me because the ladies put on a show that I have not seen in a long goddamn time. I don't care what you say. I don't care who you put in there. I don't care if it's man, woman, or child. Bianca and Sasha.
They did it.
Holy hell.
Amazing.
Yeah. So yeah, that was it. But Cesaro finally got his just due. He got his WrestleMania moment. He swung
for the fences.
He swung him like over 20 times.
Technically, he swung him 32 times total.
Oh yeah. Okay, so
he did like another set
22 times.
The first time in the match, he swung him for 9. Then he dropped him, and then they did the near falls and all that stuff. Then when he ended the match after I don't know what the hell he called that airplane on his neck with no hands, which was amazing. I don't know what he calls that, but after he did that, then he did the 23. It was just like in the match because I'm dizzy for them. I want to throw up for him, like.
Jesus.
God. Ring the bell, ref. No. You spin me one more time. If I watch him go around one more again, I'm throwing up for him. It's not. I'm like, oh Lord, I'm having flashbacks of Six Flags. Wait a minute. Oh no. Oh,
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Oh God.
yeah.
Hey, what else is on the card?
We also had, which I thought was much better than the actual tag team match from night 2, was the tag team turmoil match for the chance to battle Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. That was won by Tamina and Natalya. And I do say there are a lot
They
of
misuse
women
them.
who are doing
They misuse everyone. They misuse every woman in that match.
I have a
They
big
didn't
problem
let-
with that match. I have a
They
big
didn't
problem
let
with that match.
any of them shine.
Yeah, I have a big
Really?
problem because of that. And another thing to note is that I feel personally that at least the Riot Squad should have won the straps like a long time ago.
Yeah,
I don't know what in the world they're doing with the tag team.
they should
The
have.
booking is terrible. Like I enjoyed the match, but it's just the booking.
Yeah, I don't like the booking.
That's it
I don't.
right there.
The Riot Squad should be multiple time tag champs by now, because they're one of the only real teams. I don't like the Ebony and Ivory combo of Naomi and Lana when Naomi.
I was just
Naomi is a main
question.
event singles star. She should be in that spotlight. You're
Who's that?
sandbagging her with Lana, and Naomi is backpacking her
okay.
ass off.
Yeah, she's carrying the
Okay.
team, 100%.
The Riot Squad, I don't know what they were doing. I mean, shout out to Billie Kay for
Trying.
I mean, she is an entertaining mofo. I'll put it that way. She's entertaining as hell, but they never should have they never should have broke up the Iconics. They just probably should have got rid of that annoying catchphrase.
That's the trend with WWE though. They break up all their tag teams, so now their tag
They break up a
teams
team
are
to put them
obsolete.
in another team, and it's just like, what the fuck are you doing?
It
Why?
makes no sense.
Oh yeah, you're in a tag team. I don't like that tag team. Let me break you up, put you in another tag.
And like Carmella of all people, where has she been since she dumped Reggie for the storyline that they got?
It's like she went from all for the strap. Now she's just like in limbo.
That's my point. Like, dog, you went up for the strap, and now you go, woo! Like, come on. But hey, that's WWE apparently.
All right, and then I believe needless to say, Tamina and Natalya won that match. Natalya did the heavy lifting, and then she tagged in Tamina for her final WrestleMania moment, which was amazing. She hit that snooker splash, and it was
yeah. She was like pretty over with the crowd.
I don't know how hard she jumped off that top rope, but when she landed, it looked like she tried to flatten herself and her opponent. I was like, God damn.
Yeah, that's how you do a splash.
For somebody who's battled injuries consistently, she deserved that spotlight. And honestly, I know Natalya has had her runs as champion here and there, but she's never done a tag team championship, and that I wonder if
honestly, I don't think she needs to do a tag team title because they don't really mean anything. The WWE continues to destroy their tag team division, where neither one of the belts mean a damn thing.
Let's also remind ourselves that, even down in NXT, they got NXT women's tag team titles now, and they already messed that up too.
Did they really? You think?
Yeah. So, little history: Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez, they became the inaugural NXT women's tag team titles
and lost them the same night.
A WWE women's tag team title match against Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. But they lost the titles in the same night to Shayna.
They lost against Shayna and Nia. The next week, William Regal was upset. He said, "Fine, I'll give us our own tag titles for the women." They were gifted the titles for winning. They were gifted the titles for winning the Dusty Cup and lost them the same night. Am I happy Ember is a title champ?
That's happened before. That's happened before with a lot of championships in WWE history, where somebody wins a championship, defends it, loses in the same night. I
wonder why that is.
They've been doing it since the mid-90s. Of course, infamous of forfeiting titles, Shawn Michaels, and they end up doing something down the road, and they give it to whoever just for somebody better to get it. So I mean,
Yeah.
that's that reason.
I don't know, but how many matches left were on night one?
Night one. After that, it was. Let's see. We talked about the steel cage, Bad Bunny. We talked about. There's only the SmackDown Women's Championship, which.
Yeah. Let's get it.
That was fantastic.
Yeah, I gotta give him credit. Much respect, obviously. It's true. She is exactly what she says she is now. I cannot knock her anymore. All I can say is her championship celebration. Yeah, her championship celebration will be marvelous on Friday night.
I mean, I never could knock Bianca because I've seen Bianca go. I watched her come up from NXT. I can't watch her when she was an unknown in NXT to become the EST. When she did her promo, and which is where she got it from. I watched her since then.
And I've seen her as well. I've seen her as well one time, and I was like, "Whoa, who is this young chick right here?" Moonsaulting and beauty and brains on top of that, is bigger than everybody, stronger than everybody.
Yeah.
Like, wow. I saw her up close and personal. I was impressed. I just didn't know that they were going to reward her for the
Yeah. We don't know where to cut off at, but yeah. Let's
well, pretty much I was mentioning my experience first time seeing Bianca Belair in NXT. I was impressed. I didn't know who she was, but I was like, wow. So I can say I met the future SmackDown Women's Champion, current SmackDown Women's Champion. Who knew?
Yeah, she's cool people. I've actually met a few of them in real life. I've worked for the Hawks. For those who didn't know, yeah, the Atlanta Hawks. I've worked for the Braves. So I've worked in those arenas. So I've met a lot of those guys, and some of them are all cool people that, I got a lot of those I met them before type situations. But
something's wrong with your mic, Dexter.
It's doing the thing with the thing.
Yeah, it's kind of fizzed out, bro.
Yeah.
That's a them thing that I'm going to make it stop doing. All right, where is my How about now?
Okay, that's much better.
All right.
Well, I guess we can head on over to night two.
Night two.
So night two. Let's just start with that.
Can I go ahead?
Y'all want to mention? NXT Stand and Deliver night two?
No. We'll jump right into WrestleMania because we have a time limit. So, Mania night two. I'm gonna go ahead and say this like this. It was a self-inflicted shotgun shot to the chest. The way that they started Mania, they were not going to be able to recover no matter what they did. Vince changed The Fiend and Randy Orton. It made no sense to none of the fans, and they were red hot with the boos. They did.
I was pissed, and the match was so short.
I want to mention something. There was a post on Instagram where they did a timeline of how long the entrances were, what they were, and Randy Orton's was 3 minutes and like 50-some seconds, and the Fiend, his was 4 minutes and 17 seconds.
Yep.
But somebody also found a photo that kind of caught the attention of everybody, that the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, was actually not walking down the ring in his entrance gear.
I could tell it wasn't him. It didn't look like him.
And they said it could have been a returning superstar doing that.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. It's just they try to do some cinematic bull so they could set up for Alexa being able to transition out. Then it just.
But I will admit the Jack in the Box intro was kind of lit. I've never seen anything like that since New Day.
The intro was fire.
Oh,
the rest was not.
Right. And for 3 minutes, I gotta admit, the one thing that caught me, the whole match was trash, except for when Alexa did that whole mascara thing.
That was an actual automated crown. It's just black food coloring and water, a little bit of cooking oil mixed in. But I dabble in all kind of weirdness. I have figures on a TV stand that I've determined it's going to be my showpiece. Yeah. So yeah, but it would have made sense if she's transitioning to Sister Abigail, but
she's not.
There's no transition though. That's what
he's doing.
What was the whole point of that match?
I mean, because because if they would have she transitioning into Sister Abigail, it would have made sense, and that could have been Bray's weakness on why he took one RKO and it was over. When we've literally seen the man set on fire, take many spears, many other moves, sell them, get right back up and at it, but one RKO. You look at Alexa for 2 whole seconds, and you take one RKO and it's over.
Right, I was like, really, we're really gonna do this?
No sense.
They killed it. I was like, and I heard booing. Believe it or not.
Oh, yeah, they booed. They
were
upset. Oh, the fans, the actual in audio, in arena audio, like from Instagram and Twitter, they booed hard. Vince and them did that piped in cheering crap to fix it, but no, they were upset.
Oh yeah. Okay, so
what was match 2? Because match 1
was the women's tag team title match.
Oh yeah, that's when I started to fall asleep because I was like, "Oh, this is how they're booking it." Yeah, this is going to be bad.
I was a little upset. I was like, it's time for the straps to change. And Nia and Shayna are more or less single stars.
Yeah,
so,
it's
time for them to break up. That's what I'm saying.
I'm glad Nia got to perform on WrestleMania again, but they kill her on social media, saying she's a big oof and all this other stuff. I mean, she's doing what a lot of people aren't doing, and that's living out their dreams. So she's also playing it up a lot, which I do respect her for that because
the Mandy Rose slip thing to where now they use Nia to poke fun at it. They use Nia to poke fun at any and everything that is thrown at them in social media wise. And Nia's just like, all right.
Yeah.
And it gets her attention. And she's a natural heel. So she's kind of playing
she has a charisma she has a charisma about her where it's just like, I know I'm like deep down, I'm not supposed to like you, but I love your crazy ass because you just roll with it. Like,
yeah, I mean,
go out there and slip on your ass. Okay.
Which Mandy Rose, if I'm not mistaken, did that.
She did. She fell in her entrance. She fell during the entrance in night 1. And on Raw, they made fun of Mandy Rose by Nia slipping off the ring apron. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So that was that match. The next one, which shout out to again WWA for the private wrestling school that I attend. That's free every Sunday and every Thursday on specials. A former student became the Intercontinental Champion.
Apollo Crews,
my boy, finally getting his moment, and the ending is what got me. Not so much the name of this match, the Nigerian drum fight, which all they did was use a table.
Let's call a spade a spade. It was a no disqualification match.
That's basically what it was.
And you know what I was?
We put some
I didn't wanna
African
say this on camera.
decorations around the ring. No DQ. Have fun.
Now I didn't want
Okay.
to say this on camera, but I was going. I thought about it when I saw it. I said they must have been watching Coming to America when they thought of this. I'm sorry.
Okay, but we need to talk about the big interference by the giant Dabakato.
Well,
Yeah, repackaged.
Colonel
Colonel
Aziz or Azar now is what they're calling him. They changed his
something
name.
like that. Yeah,
I think it's Aziz.
Yeah,
and he literally destroyed Big E. I was like, damn.
You can tell he's still pretty green, but he's.
Oh yeah,
he's
he's hella green, but
I mean, he's grown. I say he's grown up from the time Brock Lesnar beat his ass.
I think what they're doing is they're letting Big E put a little bit of polish on both of them, and that's going to establish Apollo or 𝔚𝔢𝔢 Nation for those who watched him on the indie circuit.
𝔚𝔢𝔢 Nation.
Yes.
𝔚𝔢𝔢 Nation to me.
Yeah.
Yes, WWE for alumni doing his thing.
So it's going to establish him as more than just a smiling, happy-go-lucky babyface who people started to hate because they didn't let him do anything but smile.
So what do y'all think about like his persona? You know, embraces negative characters like that heel turn. Do you think it's going to help him in the long run?
I mean, he was something when he did that heel turn when he came up, and that was 8 years ago. If I'm not mistaken correctly, he came up with AJ Lee. He came up with Dolph Ziggler. He helped Dolph cash in.
Who, Big E or Big E? Yeah.
Yeah, he came up. He helped Dolph cash in his first world championship 8 years ago. Mm-hmm. And I'm really disappointed that they have not decided to put him in bigger title matches. So he's multi tag team, multi United States, multi
and that's why that's
honestly why. Give it to him.
No, but that's why
big
him
in the mid card, but
that's why all of them, and when I say them, the New Day, all of them shot themselves in the foot, not in a bad way, in a great way. They are the definition of you don't need a title to be big.
Over.
They got so over in WWE as the New Day that people still do the Big E entrance. They do the wiggle. They do the Kofi. They do the Kofi's mannerisms. They do Xavier's mannerisms. They Francesca 1 and 2. Everyone knows of them. They buy the shirts. They buy the cereals. They buy the everything. They are the number one. They're either number 1, 2, or 3 in merch every quarter. Vince was like, I don't need to put the strap on none of y'all. Y'all are carrying this thing. We gave y'all an opportunity to prove it to us. Y'all could do it. Y'all did it. Why?
And they were.
Why argue with it?
And I'm surprised this whole gimmick of them being goofy, being silly, dealing with pancakes and booty-os and stuff. That was on them. Because if it were the Attitude Era or the New Generation Era, this would have been a flop. And they would
have lasted.
Actually, they would have survived the Attitude Era because remember when they first came out, they were heels.
Yeah, but I was thinking they were the lines of they were trying to be the modern day Nation of Domination.
No, when they first came out, they were going to be the modern day Freebirds.
Oh.
Because remember they were switching tag partners all the time. They were one match would be Xavier, Xavier and Kofi. Then the next match would be Xavier and Big E. Then the next match would be Big E and Kofi. And it's just like, can we get a solid tag team, please? No. All three of them, the champs. Fine, whatever. Fuck it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Let's move on to the next match.
So the next match, which the finish for it, to me, was the second best finishing I've ever seen since WrestleMania 27 and WrestleMania 31. Sheamus catching Matt Riddle with a bro kick and caught him clean with him being like doing a moonsault. Caught him clean.
It was a good finish. I'm not sure if it's like a top finish, but that really did make me top. I was like, whoa, that was impressive.
It's a number 3 for me. But
it was a shock and awe moment for me, but it also was kind of a squeamish moment because it was just like
it made you uncomfortable.
Well, it was like, was that supposed to happen? Because Riddle looked like he had to actually go see a dentist afterwards. It was like,
I was like, damn. And Riddle, he's probably at least 30 or 40 pounds smaller than Sheamus.
Right.
To be honest.
And I don't like the way that they're handcuffing Riddle, because anyone who knows of Matt Riddle knows he has a UFC background. They know that he can actually legit go. And then Vince is like, go beat RVD Jr.
Oh, well, I was about to say, he said, y'all said last time we did it, he's got some mini Shawn Michael in him.
No.
But
Vince has him being RVD Jr. Go pretend like you're high and just.
There's nothing wrong with that. I love me some RVD, so there's nothing.
I do too, but they're not giving him the shine like they did RVD. RVD, they was like, all right, if you can carry us, carry us, and they was gonna let RVD carry the company until he popped hot. With Matt Riddle, they're just like, nah, just go be goofy.
We forgot to mention, congratulations to both classes of the Hall of Fame 2020 and 2021.
I'm proud of them all for making the Hall of Fame, but I didn't like how they kept interrupting the show to remind us that they just got into the Hall of Fame. This is on Peacock, my guy. We just watched this. We know they made it. It was 2.5 hours. I watched it. I watched Hulk Hogan talk and wanted to mute my TV. I wanted to pull my hair out. Get the races off my TV.
Really?
No. The same class. Will y'all shut the hell up? We know about what you're gonna do, brother. Can y'all shut up? Can we?
And the person I didn't think was going to get emotional in speaking, it was X-Pac. Sean Waltman, he got emotional.
You knew damn well he was gonna get emotional. He gets emotional every time he do something. You know what? You go to a wrestling arena, you grab a microphone, you say China, and watch him cry.
Oh, don't do that.
You ain't had to go there. Okay, so we gonna move on.
I know, right?
Next match.
But of course, okay, so we got the tag team title match there.
There was a tag team title match?
Yeah, the women's tag team title match.
Oh yeah, that bump crap. Yeah, whatever. The chin for Tane.
Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens.
For the 2,000th
time. What is the purpose of that freaking match?
For the 500,000th time.
Now, if it would have been to reset Sammy, cool, would have worked. What was the purpose of that fucking match?
No, but I'll say this: I don't know what the purpose was, but the ending that I caught, I didn't see the whole match or another match at all. I saw the ending. Jake Paul, you sir are a trooper.
Logan,
you took that stunner like a pro.
He sold that stunner like
that was the fucked up part about it was he's making fun of himself because he laid out in the same way Nate Robinson did in their boxing match, and I'm just like, bruh, you are wrong.
You know what? Poor good Nate. He shouldn't have been in that boxing match that night.
He wanted to do it he said he was doing it for the culture. I mean,
and the culture beat you in the ass.
Oh my God. What else is on the card?
The only other match that was there after that, we got the Raw Women's Championship, Rhea and Asuka.
It was pretty obvious that Rhea was going to win, but overall, I thought the match was a little slow for me. Like the chemistry was not there.
It wasn't, and I don't like what they're doing with Asuka again. It's like now, isn't this the second time in 3 WrestleManias that she's had a top title run? Yep.
She's been dominant.
She lost.
Yep.
And then she gets screwed. Now, I don't really know how to feel about Rhea winning this past Sunday, but I
like her winning overall. I just don't think it was time. it could have been a backlash kind of thing to, give Backlash a little cred, but
it was just way too soon. And just the way that she introduced herself, she just walked
that
in and
that
got
and the
a
fact to
try.
where you were building Asuka up to be, she was turning back the hands of time to be that old monster she was, and then all of a sudden it was just like it's over.
But she did accomplish something. But she did accomplish something, and she's the first female to do this. For a post that I saw, she's the first female to win both women's championships for NXT UK and the American, and then win a main roster women's championship. So,
Rhea?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm about to say Asuka did not go to NXT UK, but yeah. For me, I actually know the real reason why Rhea's getting the title right now. That's because Asuka has to have surgery on that tooth that was actually knocked out in June.
Really, I thought they was able to get it back in place.
That's temporary. That's a tip. I subscribed to her YouTube channel. She was talking about it. It's going to be in June, and she was talking about, I don't even know how I'll be able to make. Trust me, you're a moneymaker for Vince. You're going to make that appointment. Trust me.
Yeah,
and actually, yeah, I mean, and they got robbed last night in the WrestleMania rematch from a returning Charlotte who was crying sour grapes because
she did what she was supposed to do, and I seen it coming when they didn't let her be on WrestleMania, that they're gonna bring her back the night after Mania, and she's gonna and I was like, they're gonna make her back to being a heel, what she needs to be. And I was like, I just hope it doesn't affect somebody else's story. Oh, look, it affected someone else's storyline. Yay.
Yeah. And actually, triple threat match pending.
I can see that coming. A triple threat match where, Charlotte's going to prove her statement of, I don't take opportunities. I am the opportunity. I mean, they're going to put that on a shirt. I see it coming.
I think I'm going to give my opinion as to why they actually had. You gave the real reason, but I'm going to say Rhea won the other night for one reason, because her debut was against Charlotte, and I don't know how they did the booking, but
they're trying. What do you think they're trying to correct that? Well, then they would have to. They should have been correcting Asuka, because Asuka, when she debuted, was an undefeated, unbeatable monster.
I want Asuka back.
Right. She went a few months on main roster, and then Vince was just like,
and turn her to a comedy
killer. I was just like, killer. Oh, wow. And then Asuka, just like Drew, carried WWE through the Thunderdome era. She was the money maker for the women.
Right.
Don't care about Sasha. I love her to death, but Asuka was the draw women wise in WWE for the last year and a half, and they were just like, take the title off of her. They even had them fighting in Titan Towers. You know, actual corporate headquarters. Remember that match when she won the belt?
Yeah.
And you did all that. You did all that. Let this woman carry y'all through everything, and just say, give it to the new person.
And actually, I forgot to mention, I think we know the Undertaker has an amazing streak at WrestleMania, but I think this has to go without saying, Sasha is getting a streak of her own, and it ain't the good one.
Well,
she's 0-6, 0-6 or 7, right?
Right, but this time Sasha losing the belt was for a bigger reason, because it was two women main eventing a WrestleMania. It was two black women main eventing, main eventing anything for Vince.
Yeah,
two minorities, two females.
Okay, so it's not okay. So it's not just.
And for her this time, it was just because Sasha was actually technically still a winner, because it allowed her to get the rub and get the heat, because it can help her go back to being a heel, which she's natural at. Now she's not forcing that weird smile that she does when she has to be a face, when she's always grinning.
Got a pretty smile though.
She does, but you can also see it in her face. It's forced. Whereas when she's a heel,
it's more natural.
Flows. It just comes out of her. It oozes to where her mannerisms are right. Her her phrases when she speaks, it's right. And you're just like, she oozes heel. And then when you meet her in real life, you're like, Mercedes, the person, is a great person. But when you turn them lights on, she's just like, this is my shit. Don't care what none of y'all got to say. But when she's a face, she can't come in there and be like, I'm the queen.
Somebody called me on Messenger and asked me, did it have something to do with Snoop making an appearance on AEW?
Absolutely not.
I highly doubt it. They always have those theories.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because Vince loves him some Sasha. And it was also Sasha was part of the decision making and putting the rub onto Bianca, because it's more of a black excellence and black excellence kind of thing.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, so let's move on to the main event of Night 2.
It was a Universal Triple Threat match. And congratulations to Edge. I was so happy to see him back. I was at his last WrestleMania match 10 years ago here in Atlanta, in the Dome, what is now Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And I did not know a few weeks later that would be the last time I would see that guy.
Yeah, that match.
And two, I know what it is. Too much Jey Uso.
No, I loved it. I loved the influence. I loved it because, and I got to talking to one of my good friends on Twitter about it. Wrestlers forget all the fucking time that a triple threat is no DQ.
Exactly.
It's triple threat. It's a no DQ match. Do whatever you need to do to retain.
Right.
Roman did that. So I loved it. Jay got involved. That's your right-hand man. Go be my right-hand man. Make it easy for me.
I think I kind of stand in the minority on the triple threat match in the sense that maybe I was just wanting just Reigns and Edge.
I would have preferred a 101 or a gauntlet type situation to where you beat one and then you get the other.
Face the other, yeah.
I would have preferred to see an Edge and Daniel Bryan, and then the winner of that match faces Reigns. It would have had the same effect where
pretty much like
the guys beat up and then Reigns just cleans them up. But
yeah, pretty much like they did with the Elimination Chamber. The winner gets to face the champ the same night.
And then Reigns was like, no, it's gonna happen right now. And it's like, God, really? 15 seconds? You gave that man a 15-second break? I don't know what that was.
And so because of some fallout with WrestleMania Night 1 and 2, we get WrestleMania Backlash, which I kind of hate the name for it.
What was the point of that anyway? It makes no sense at all.
It's WWE and Peacock's way of rebranding some things to try to keep the buzz on certain stuff, because we always knew as wrestling fans that Backlash was just going to be the WrestleMania rematch show kind of thing. But now that they're just kind of officially owning it. This is what Backlash is. It's about the fallout from WrestleMania. No more excuses, no more pretending. This is what we're doing.
Okay, so in regards to like the aftermath of the actual main event, do y'all see Edge still going for the title, or would you mind him actually having a title reign as Universal Champion in the future?
I don't see him winning the title, but I do see him staying in the title picture because they've already kind of hinted at it on Twitter. Whereas Adam Pearce, whatever the hell his name is.
You said it right, Adam Pearce.
Adam Pearce, he kind of quote retweeted a fan who talked about, the Roman Reigns stacking of the guys and how technically that means Edge pinned Daniel Bryan, but
I think I saw that tweet.
And then Charles Robinson was like, well, I was the referee on duty. Yes, Edge was stacked on top of Daniel Bryan, but Edge's shoulders were down on the mat too. So Roman
that was the finish.
Is the actual rightful winner, and I was the officiating, the actual official on duty. So my call stands. It was like, oh. All
And
righty
there
then.
were
And
two
then he
spots in that.
replied to that and he's like, see me in my office on Friday. I was like, oh shit, here we go. They're gonna do it this way, huh? Oh, okay.
Uh-oh.
Yay.
And there were two spots in that match that made me go, wow, I didn't even think Range was gonna be able to partake in that. But the double crossface and yes lock with the chair around the throat or the legs or whatever.
My favorite spot was the spear off the announce table.
I think my favorite spot was the double spear.
When they like they collided into each other, I like that too.
The actual colliding of bulls to where that was, and let's be real, that would have been the best spear Edge ever threw if he hit it, because Edge's spears are usually just running hugs. Come on.
Yeah, I like Roman Spears way better.
He's an actual football player, so he does form tackles. He does a form launching tackle where I love Edge to death, but sometimes his spears be like, come here, give me a hug, yay. I played football in high school, so I know you're supposed to lower the shoulder and get all up in there.
Really,
He just like
get in there, yeah.
Come on, bro. We know you're protecting yourself.
That pretty much has night 2 of WrestleMania and WrestleMania tied up in a bowl for Tampa.
Yeah.
We on the road to Backlash, and what comes up the rest of the way, and all roads lead to April 22.
Yeah.
And Big D.
But for me, Takeover outperformed WrestleMania because the unsung hero of Takeover was Ciampa and Walter. Good Lord, what a story they told.
Yes. There were 3 matches from Takeover that I personally
enjoyed. And Johnny Wrestling.
Yeah, mine was like Walter versus Ciampa, Cross versus Balor.
Yeah.
Those were my main 2 that I enjoyed.
Johnny Wrestling proved he could wrestle. That was
against a big man at that.
And Adam Cole. Jesus.
Yes, that's what I was going.
Christ, what destruction.
Boys. How do I say this? That match, what unsanctioned, made the 1996 Good Friends Bitter Enemies Diesel Shawn Michaels look like an after school play fight.
That match made most wrestling matches look like a slap boxing match. It was just like
Jesus Christ.
It's just like, how the hell are you getting back up? He speared you through the fucking ramp. You just
and
that
also,
spot was crazy, by the way.
Yeah, and also I gotta give
and then kicking the side to rip him out. What in the hell? Y'all are some sick, twisted mother. I love it.
And then,
Take 2, please.
What's y'all's opinion on the ladder match that we got for the unified Cruiserweight Championship?
I like that.
I like the match. I didn't like the winner.
Escobar, my goodness.
I love the match, but I didn't like the winner. I think the original Cruiserweight title holder should have got it, but I know why they didn't give it to him. It's because they already have a mid-card title on NXT UK, and it's actually that cup. So why put another mid-card title there, whereas NXT doesn't have an actual true mid-card title anymore, because the North American title is a big-time title now, because they keep that thing on the main show. And we all know Cross ain't coming up off that big title for a while.
Yeah, he's going to get a good, lengthy reign, and I can't wait.
Now, who would be challenging him, I wonder, in the near future?
Doesn't matter.
My question.
Doesn't matter. Like his entrance music says, you better fall and pray. If they say you're gonna go face Karrion Kross, I'm gonna do what now?
Somebody's gonna say somebody's not going to take him seriously or whatever. Like, I'm not saying like but I'm not gonna have no fear of this.
Kross's only person that can beat him is him. His valet / manager / wife, because that is his actual wife, is going to have to double cross him for him to lose that belt, or he's going to have to hurt himself again. That's it.
I mean, I wouldn't mind Balor one more time, because Balor showed me some heart.
Balor showed heart but the way that they did it kind of made me feel like Balor's getting ready to be put back on main roster, which I don't want to happen.
Oh, well, let's see. What has he not won since he's been on the main roster? Oh, yeah, he hasn't gotten back his Universal Championship. There you go. Balor versus Reigns. Or Drew versus...
see about that. I don't know about that.
But why would they do that when they're not going to take the head of the table? It's like, oh yeah, let's take the belt off of Roman Reigns when we've been doing our damnedest to find a way to make him the next golden boy of the company. We've been wanting to put the title on him, and we finally got it on him in a way to where the reaction he's getting is what we want him to get. They're not going to take the title off of him.
Yeah, it's going to be a little while before Roman gets that strap taken away from him.
Or
matter of fact, plus it's keeping Jay busy while his brother is
come back. Yeah, when is his brother coming back? Is he cleared again?
Whenever rehab is over.
Oh wait, and I know. Okay, ACL is like a 6 to 9 month injury, so that's a year.
It could be all the way
out
to a year
for
and a half.
about a good year.
Yep.
Well, he hurt himself at WrestleMania in the Performance Center during the ladder match, right?
Right. Mm-hmm. And all that's going to tell me is when he does come back, they're going to put him at the other side of the table. You know, you got one as your right hand man, you got another as your left hand man. They're going to go get the tag titles, and they're going to have all of the titles at the table.
Okay, so we have 5 more minutes left for the time limit. So we need some final scores for the shows. Overall scores.
Overall?
Yeah.
Well, I don't have my faces this year. Well, this time, but
about that new season already?
I don't have my faces this time, so
overall 6.5. Because every time they got rolling, they shot themselves in the foot and yanked. Every 2 steps forward, they took 4 steps backwards. You're like, geez, come on. You were doing great. You did great with Sasha, but then the very next match was night 2, match 1. You was like, let's go backwards.
Yeah, I'm also going to say 6.5. And I think mainly because, especially night two kind of took it down a little bit for me. And particularly, I think the ordering of some matches, I originally thought that the Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt match was going to be later.
Yeah, it would have worked better, especially with that red light crap. It would have worked a lot better.
And that's what kind of like threw me for a loop. I'm like, why is this starting?
Mm-hmm. That's what I was saying.
And then like, it was so short, so I'm just like, and then you go to next night on Raw, and then I guess Alexa and the Fiend, they're not really.
They're not together no more. Alexa has the playground that she does on her own now, and the Fiend is.
And Bray Wyatt went back to seeing Mr. Rogers again. So,
well, Bray always did that. Firefly Funhouse always was Bray, like on Mr. Rogers kind of thing, and then he would summon the Fiend when he needed to.
Okay, so Derrick, what's your final score?
I agree with the two of you, 6.5.
Step it up, WWE.
I don't have my faces this time, but I guess we'll just do that. We'll just do that with the whole.
Oh, not to mention, the more they put Hulk Hogan on my screen and reminded me that they didn't do anything with Bayley, it pissed me off.
Speaking of, I'm glad you brought up Bayley. She deserves. I don't know. She deserves an L because
she got an L, but
she needs. I don't think she deserved the L. She tried.
I don't think she deserved the L. Bayley, she need
a hug because she got disrespected by everybody. Yeah. And just like, get out of here. What you doing? But if anything, I say Titus and Hulk Hogan, you deserve failure grades just for dressing up like Christopher Columbus.
Yeah, I get it. Well, I'll say more for the fact that they tried to oversell the whole pirate thing based on where they were, but for me, it's just bad booking decisions.
And
along with like Kiana said, there was no structure. Like you you could have built the card even with the same matches, but built them in a way to where it was crescendo. It was more of a start high, then drop, then stay down, then sprinkle a little up, then drop some more, and then jump up. I'm not watching an EKG. I don't want to see it look like a heartbeat. It needs to rise. Steady rise. It didn't steady rise. It just
had that climax at the end. That's the point of the card.
Right.
And so
it was just
it wasn't happening.
It was just
so there's no so for me there's no cowabunga on this one. Since it was in Tampa, Shiri me booty. We wish she could hit a reset button on that one.
All right, we have less than 1 minute left. So
well, yeah, that's it for me. I mean, we can sign off and see
we'll be
y'all
back
after
for Backlash, WrestleMania Backlash, I guess. But
yeah, 5 weeks tonight. Well,
watch WrestleMania Backlash on the day that they say it's going to be on Peacock, on the Peacock app.
I think it's like May 6th.
May 16th.
Okay, May 16th. Watch WrestleMania Backlash on Peacock and the WWE app for all of those not in America.
And actually, kudos to WWE for actually being cool on Peacock. You have your own library, and it's actually streaming well without really having any problems.
Yeah.
Oh, and I have multiple users on my account at one time, and I don't have anybody getting kicked off.
Yes.
Don't tell nobody.
So we'll end it on that note.